全ての鐘は鳴り響いた。フェイト、グランドオーダー、コスモス・イン・ザ・ロストベルト、妖精円卓領域、アバロン・ルフェ。巡礼の旅の終わり、冬の玉座は誰の手に。
Hello everyone, welcome back for some more Let's Play Fate Grand Order. We stopped things last time in the middle of our road up Avalon here. You know, heading to, looks to be the tower at the end of the world. This place has such a bop of a song. Probably one of the best map themes. So, let's continue and deal with all of Artoria's, really her deep set, like, regrets and everything. Right? Is it still, okay, MASH, guest only, cannot use Castoria. Okay. Well, we can't use Castoria, but we can use, all right, let's be a tad silly. So let's go with, why don't I just remake my team that I was using before there? We're gonna go with Koyan. We're gonna go with my now level 100 of you. We're gonna get Obi. Where is he at? He'd be down here. Oberon. He's way at the bottom. There he is. So you will then have, I'm actually going to give you, to like make it go better, let's give you the one that gives Buster up on the field, which is, I know which one it is, I just need to find it. It's the Ox Horns, yeah. We're going to give you a proper Noble Phantasm up, which is this for you, 50% strength up. You can come in with, I mean, really, none of these super matter with you. I can give you, we have Sea Stars, we have that up. Do we have another one that's on entry? Let's see here. I don't think we have the ability to say blank on entry, right? Well, let's just go. Let's see if there's one that says like Buster effectiveness up for the party on entry. I don't think there is. Gain Sea Stars when entering battle? Not a bad one, right? Most of them are just gain Sea Stars when entering battle. Sure, we'll do that. Okay. We're gonna go with, I mean, we do have Merlin, but at the same time, if we're dealing with another group of enemies, I want to be as prepared as possible. And by prepared as possible, I mean, I want to just nuke them off the face of this damn earth. So let's do that. Okay. Well, let's go. Oh, we're just going in? Okay. In that case, let me press the escape key, which brings up my side menu. I'm going to bring up my recording bar, which I got here. Although it's not going to be perfect, but it's fine. Put that away. Okay. And then go back to streaming mode. Oh, it's just 4 of them? Oh, shoot, really? Oh, that's nothing to worry about then. Okay. So I'm going to do... Let me pop one Melu loop as I have it in my PC. I'm going to hit play. Alright. Dragonheart. Fairy Dancer. You pop that. Okay, you pop that. That was close. That was close. It almost desynced there. Okay. Nice. You know what? Okay, let's stop it there. Because, I mean, it's now I can do it from here pretty much. Plus, it would be expecting the enemies to die, which they're not, so... Alright, that is... Yeah, enough. Oh, they weren't kidding about them seemingly getting easier as time went on, huh? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, bye. Alright. They just died. Cool. Unexpected, but cool. I'll take that. This happened when I was 12 years old. So you're 12 now. You've done well to grow this far. Right, I think it's time I sent you on an errand. I'm a little worried about letting you go alone, but you are stronger now that you can use Magecraft. You know where Drift Cape is, yes? There's an Earth Clan fairy living there. I'd like you to bring this to him. Just make sure you are back by nightfall. Again, we've caught glimpses of this, but... Huh? No, wait. Could that house be... There was no mistaking it. That lone house on top of the cape was an iron theme park, an artisan workshop like Merlin had told me about. The kind of place at the very top of my bucket list. The kind that couldn't be found in Tintagel. It's a smithy! Yep. Yeah, that's what it is. Whoa, cool! Whoa, this is amazing! Even I don't know what I was thinking at the time. I couldn't have acted more suspicious if I'd tried. I probably looked like a burglar. So it was no surprise when... What are you doing here, girl? Are you trying to get your head split open? Huh. Our first meeting couldn't have gone worse. His name was Ektor. Oh, there we go. Right. He was a blacksmith of the Earth Clan. He was an eccentric who'd been living on the Cape for hundreds of years, and everyone in the village feared him. He was really stubborn and kind of scary looking, but he was a true friend and never once lied to me. And you can tell. That means a lot when she says that. The leather pouch is from Tintagel. So we're trying to steal my iron? You're bringing me some. You're not a burglar, eh? This is from the Tintagel Elder. What was that? I can't hear you. Speak up. Enunciate louder. Ektor's hearing was poor, so I had to be really loud if I wanted him to hear me. What's more, he hated fairies. Both his inner voice and his heart were dripping with pitch-black hatred. Yo, same though. He's gonna kill me if I stay here too long. He really is gonna split my head open with that hammer. My excitement about being in a real smithy gone, I decided to leave the Elder's package and beat a hasty retreat. But then... Wait. Let me get a good look at you. You're the child of prophecy, aren't you? I see. It's already been 12 years since Ainsel made her prophecy. Get back to your village. This is no place for a young girl. I live out in this backwater, so I don't have to see anyone. Don't you ever come here again, got it? I don't have time to deal with the child of prophecy. Yes, sir. Sorry for the intrusion. In a panic, I made my way out of his house, just avoiding the hammer he threw my way. I ran from the cape and straight back to the village. My steps were slow and plodding, with even less pep than usual. Oh, well, that didn't last long. I came back. The music is so good. Didn't I tell you to stay away? What are you doing here? Why didn't you listen to me? Is every fairy with that face actually a boar or maybe a bear? Oh yeah, because he knows. Don't touch that. That's processed iron. It'll give any fairy who touches it awful high. Looks like you're okay. I see. You might be a Wind Clan fairy, but you're actually with the Demon Boar clan. Of course, there's no such thing as Demon Boar clan. But you're not afraid of Iron or the Forge, huh? What, you got an interest in them? I see. I see. You just keep coming back. Back again, are you? Well, I doubt anyone else in that village would want to spend time with me. Your outfit's rubbish. Nice that it has lots of pockets, but the seams and finish are horrible. Here, give your elder a message for me. Tell him I'll give him a discount if he sends someone to help me. Really? Ektor, does that mean... Don't call me Ektor. Grandpa Smithy is fine. You'd better be here every other day to help out. Got that? I don't know who taught you how to hold a tool, but you're doing it all wrong. You're gonna hurt yourself that way. You gotta learn the fundamentals. Can't have you dying in a shop accident and ruining my reputation. If you're really interested in learning what it takes to be a smith, I can teach you. But don't expect me to pay you. If anything, you ought to be paying me for these lessons. I'll put it all on a tab so you can pay me back when you make it big. And so I began studying a new field in preparation for my journey as the Child of Prophecy. Ektor was rough and intimidating, but he also excelled at fine craftsmanship and intricate ornamentation. A year after I started helping him, I learned that Ektor was famous in certain circles as a master smith. I found out he didn't just take jobs from other villages in southwest Britain. He also occasionally got special orders from big cities like Salisbury, Oxford, and even as far off as Manchester. For example... Excuse me, is Sir Ektor in? It was the first time a customer had shown up personally at Ektor's workshop. I tried to give her a proper welcome so it would reflect well on Ektor. Sir Ektor, are you here? I'm Gawain. Oh! I sent you an order some time ago. I don't know if it was intentional or if she just couldn't hear me, but she ignored me completely. You're Gawain, huh? Never thought I'd see another Tam Lin. I see you're a strong one. You ought to be able to handle this armor, then. It's all ready to go in the back room. If it's all right, I can pack it up for you today. Give me a hand, Artoria. Make sure you don't drop it. It ain't cheap. There's no need for that. If it fits well, I'll just wear it out. I see. All right, then come with me. Artoria, you stay here and tidy up. I heard the clatter of armor being put on in the back room, along with Ektor and the fairy's conversation. Apparently, she was an amazing upper-class Fang clan fairy who had been chosen to be a Tam Lin. She was also well known in Gloucester social circles, had impeccable manners, was as strong as she was tall. And she obviously had enough money to buy the silver armor Ektor had been working on for the last 4 years. For some reason, I found myself getting angry. This is fantastic work, Sir Ektor. I'm grateful you are here to do it. It was a fulfilling job, the only one since I've came here. Really? I would think an artisan of your skill could easily find work anywhere. I know this is rude of me to suggest, but my own city still lacks a sizable smithy. If you think you might be amenable to moving there... What the hell's she on about? Did you hear that? Almost sounded like a bullfrog. Maybe a night crow. Stay out of this, you idiot. Don't you know she's a Tam Lin? But come on, Grandpa. Who the hell does she think she is, trying to persuade you to move away? I won't deny it's something of a foul mouth by this point. I blame Merlin for that. Still, I really was pissed, so I marched up to the Tam Lin and glared at her, hoping it'd make her leave. Oh, you must be Sir Ektor's apprentice. I can understand how you feel. I'd be sad to part ways with a trusted mentor as well. I'm therefore willing to forgive this outburst. But regardless, don't talk to me again until you've grown up some. When you're as tall as I am, it's a literal pain in the neck to talk to smaller people. Oh my god. Not that I imagine anyone your size could even begin to understand what it's like. And with that, the Tam Lin up and left. It was clear she had forgotten all about me the moment she stopped speaking to me. Her signature on Ektor's order slip didn't say Gawain, it said B-A-R-G-H-E-S-T, Bargiest. Some weird curse kept me from reading it, but since I could always tell when someone is lying, I could see through it. Oh, interesting. I'm gonna remember that name. You see if I don't. Not bad. I ran out of things to teach you in only 4 years. Apprentice or not, you're a fully fledged smith now. Not much we can do about your lack of magical energy, though. How are things with the village fairies? Do they still believe in their child of prophecy? Things are the same as ever there. Half the village still doesn't believe I am. Everyone wants to send the child of prophecy on our way, though, so things more or less work out. What about you, Grandpa? Do you really think I'm the child of prophecy? Why ask me? Couldn't care less about Tintagel. Now go gather some sand from the beach. We need to make a lot of jewelry starting tomorrow. There's a festival coming up in the and the Ketchi. Ketchi. I think that's a typo, right? Because it should be Kate. C-A-I-T, Kate Sith. Or Ketchi, as it's supposed to be. There's a festival coming up in the Ketchi village soon, and they ordered a bunch of cheap trinkets. Ektor was very good with his hands, so in addition to weapons, armor, and household items, he also made jewelry. His workbench was always covered with different kinds of ornaments and accessories. He said they were just cheap trinkets meant to fool children, but for someone like me, who'd only had one outfit to call her own, they may as well have been the crown jewels. They glittered like stars in the night sky, red, blue, green, and sometimes even yellow. Apparently, I had a habit of stopping what I was doing and gazing at the barrettes that were all arrayed on the workbench. One day, on my second autumn of helping there, Ektor saw me absorbed in them and said, "If you want, go ahead and take one to keep for reference. I can write it off within the margin of error." For a smith, the margin of error refers to products that are cracked or broken in the process of making something. Of course, Ektor would never make anything defective, but he was kind enough to offer me one anyway, to encourage me. Thanks, but no thanks. If I brought something of my own back, they'd just take it away again. I was thrilled that he offered it to me. I wanted so much to accept it that my vision blurred with tears. But the fairies of Tintagel had proved with the staff of selection that I could never have anything I really cared about. Still, it did help me remember a conversation I had when I was younger. It was with Merlin, when I was recklessly working day and night to try and move things as fast as I could. Man, it sucks when things should have disappeared long ago just stick around, like those narrow-minded fairies who keep trying to control you. This is the worst. Everyone in Britain is so awful now. Just kidding. But if that's how you feel, Artoria, you should say so. It's okay to want what you want. You don't have to deny yourself. Now, what is it you want the most right now? Don't be embarrassed, just tell me. I want a spell that can blow an enemy to smithereens. Here, like this. I see. So you will need a tool you can charge with magical energy, and a spell you can use to make gunpowder explode. Well, this is dangerously close to magical terrorism. Then again, there's no telling when or where the Black Dogs might come after you. Okay, I'll try putting together a little recipe. Just give me 6 days, okay? Let's see, I think it was a smith in Norwich who's an expert in this sort of thing. That seems strange. Why would he know about the smith in Norwich? In fact, why would it even matter? Why would it even matter? Like, he can't leave. He can't get to Norwich. I mean, I guess he can observe Norwich, but still. I think this is not Merlin. I have an idea on who this is, though. You're so kind and helpful, Merlin. I bet you've been on a lot of dates, haven't you? Oh, I don't know about that. I don't really understand much about the whole love business. It's a lot like food for me. Instead of thinking about my companion, all I think about is what it tastes like. That's kind of why neither fairies nor humans ever had much love for me. But then once I was suddenly thrust into a role where I had to be romantic, and I ended up being better at it than anyone else. Yeah, that's Oberon. This is Oberon. This is so clearly Oberon. He's talking about his time with Titania. Honestly, I'm more unsure of what that says about me than anyone. Cause here's the thing. There's some connection between Oberon and Merlin. And the reason is, when you use Oberon in combat, Merlin misses his buffs. Yeah, there's gonna be something there. So you don't have a single lover, even though you're the Mage of Flowers? Aren't you lonely? Maybe. Though probably not too much, since I didn't realize it until you said something. It's not something I ever worried about. I always knew it'd be forever out of reach. That said, for me, studying magecraft, looking for a way to save Britain, and finding a lover, well, they're all basically the same thing. What do you mean? What I mean is, it might be lonesome to look for a star you know doesn't exist, but it's also kind of fun. He's literally copying Oberon's words. Then, on the morning I turned 16, village fairies all gathered in town square and told me, "We want to see proof. Proof that you really are the child of prophecy. That blacksmith who lives on the cliff is an imperial guard. You're the only one he's not wary of. You're the only one he trusts. You're truly the fairy destined to save Britain and kill him for us. Please, please, we're so anxious. Our every day is filled with fear. So go on, prove you can protect us by taking care of him." Oh my god. I hate fairies. That's the end of my autumn memories. I hate fairies. They're the worst. They just have no value for life, you know? Really? Really? Really doing that? Okay. In that case, what if I do double of you? Yeah, we'll go 1. I'm going to try this. I'm going to go 1. And then we're going to go... I'm going to do something a bit different. We're going to go with 2. We're going to go with... Where are you? It's not going to be as much damage, but it will be super effective. And that's what matters. So then we'll go... Because I can't use Castoria. We'd use Castoria if that was an option. But we can't. So instead, let's go... And I will give you 50%, because then you can start... You can use your thing right away. Do yours, right? We can do... You have your 50% meter. Right? And let's go... I guess for you, it's again just... Guts and Buster? Sure. Guts will be good for you. And we'll give you... combat uniform. Okay. Because we'll go... Do yours. Refresh. Bring you in. It's not a 6... It's not a true, right? But it'll be enough. Okay. Take you on. How many we got? Oh, we got one big guy. One big guy. Okay. Alright, so let's start with this. Let's go 1. Actually, let's lock your cards too. We'll go 2. 1. 2. Okay, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Okay. If I knew it was 1, I would have done probably another character, but it's fine. Okay. Fly. Coercion. Don't, as long as you don't lock away any of our skills or something. Good. So now let's go 1, 2. We were only on a 2-turn thing, so yeah, you can't actually do the full loop, kind of like what I wanted, but it's fine. Debuff resist, and crit rate down. Okay. You know what? I'm actually gonna stun you and power you up. And let's go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Not huge damage, but it's doing enough. Big crit. Not a crit. Okay. So, let's swap. Okay. And, oh, is that going to be enough? We have to get to 50? Oh, we should be good. There we go. That's enough. We got a lot of stuff with you, so let's go... Let's go 1, 2, 3, because these crits will do big damage, and then 3, if that breaks the gauge, then we just need the extra. This should do it. Yep, and now if this kills, then we'll use our extra attack to finish it. Which it should if it's Buster. Yep. That was big numbers. As long as it's not a lot. It's 1. Okay. Nice. Good. And she goes to sleep. Good night. Okay. What trauma will we go through now? Apparently, the Earth Clan fairy living on the Cape used to be one of Queen Morgan's Imperial Guards a long time ago. The village fairy's worry was genuine. They really did believe that killing Ektor would keep the village safe. So they closed in around me and begged me in all sincerity, please kill him. Kill him for us. If you really are the child of prophecy, then kill the Queen's agent for us. It would have been almost impossible to refuse, so like always, I took the easy way out. And so... Okay. Okay, I will. I am the child of prophecy, after all. I decided to do what they wanted of me. I went off to kill my friend. That's why I said I could never have anything I really cared about. Oh. I have to kill him. I have to kill him. Maybe don't say that out loud, you know. I have to kill him. I have to kill him. If I don't kill him, they'll think I'm an imposter, and they'll kill me instead. It was easy to sneak in since Ektor was hard of hearing. He was sleeping on his stone bed, completely defenseless. In my hand I had a rusty iron knife the fairies had given me. The truth is, it wasn't impossible to refuse. I was just scared. Scared of being called an imposter. Scared of being beaten for being useless. Scared that my life so far might have been for nothing. And so... got so fed up and angry, I brought the knife down as hard as I could. Oh well, maybe things will work out. I sheathed the now chipped knife, began walking the dark path back to the village. I was practically trembling with fear, but I also knew the village fairies were simple folk. I was almost strangely optimistic that I would get out of this as long as I explained everything she didn't stab him. She missed. She hit the ground. Don't let her fool you. She didn't kill the blacksmith. I was watching the whole time. She didn't do anything to kill him. She just cut one of his helmets. And that's not all. I know her magecraft is fake too. It's all just smoke and gunpowder. She's not the child of prophecy. She's not special at all. The fact that it was the friend tag there. What did she say? Is that true? She couldn't kill the Imperial Guard. She couldn't kill one of Morgan's agents. Then she can't be the child of prophecy. I knew it didn't make sense. I tried to run away. The village fairies were all stronger than me, and they had more magical energy, too. Grab Castor, grab the liar. Hand her over to Woodwoe's executioners as the child of prophecy imposter. They caught me in no time, and threw me in an underground jail. The fairy who accused me was smiling so smugly, so triumphantly, but I wasn't surprised. Whenever she talked to me claiming to be my friend, she was always consumed with envy and doubt. She wasn't a bad person. It was just fairy nature. Even when you know someone is objectively worse off than you are, you just can't help but be jealous when they're treated like they're special. After that, life in the village became very hectic. Woodwoe's executioners, a horrific group of soldiers who went around capturing fairies suspected of being the child of prophecy and taking them to the castle. They were to arrive in Tintagel in 3 days, and I was to wait in my cell until then. Pro-Queen Fairy. You finally showed your true colors. Can't wait to hand you over to the High Queen. I never believed you were the child of prophecy. There's no way a fairy like you could be our savior. Pro-Child of Prophecy Fairy. Oh, we do have people on our side. I don't want to hand you over to Woodwoe's, but everyone says that's what needs to be done with imposters. But is it really so important? It's awful things had to come to this. We were so close, so very close. But then I suppose there was always too much to hope for. This village would have disappeared the year you washed up on our shore if you hadn't come along. You and the treasure that was on your boat gave us hope, but now the treasure's all gone. Soon our village will be. Then again, if we all tell Woodwoe's you're the genuine article, maybe we can still get a sizable reward. I'm sorry, Castor. I tried to talk the others out of this, I really did. I'm so sad things turned out this way too. You really did your best for us. A lot of fairies came to visit me in jail, each for their own reasons. The fairies at Tintagel were divided right down the middle into supporters of the Queen and supporters of the Child of Prophecy. The fact that I was in jail must mean that the pro-queen fairies had gained a numbers advantage. There was no fairy left who could rescue me, but there were some who were willing to look the other way if I escaped, and I figured that was enough. Either way, everything hinged on what would happen in just 3 days. I would have one last chance to escape after they'd let me right out of jail, but before they handed me over to the executioners, I made sure to stay in shape so I could run whenever I needed to. Kept a constant eye out for opportunities. You better believe I'm gonna escape. I've been training my whole life to go on this pilgrimage. I can't let it end before it begins. Uh-oh. Hearing commotion outside, I thought the executioners must have come, and readied myself to escape. You're still alive, Guess not even these fairies were that stupid. God, you just went to town on him. Ektor, what are you doing here? What happened to you? Not this. Don't worry about it. I had to beat a few fairies up to get here. Never mind that. You've got to go. Here, put this on. It's no helmet, but this hat should protect your head and hide your face at least a little. You mean you're here to help me escape? Well, this hat's so cute and stylish. I knew you had good taste, Ektor. Stow the compliments. Here, I got this back for you. It's always yours anyway. It was the staff of selection that had been taken from me when I was a child. 9 years had gone by since I last saw it, but it still felt like an extension of my body. Though sadly, it looked like it had long since lost Merlin's flippant voice. Go on now, hurry. Won't be long before Woodwose's executioners. Ektor! Don't call me by that name. It'll only bring you bad luck. I took out the guards, but there'll be new ones here soon. I need to get you out of here while it's still dark. Run as far and fast as you can. If you can make it to Salisbury's Plains. What was that? It's coming from outside. At that time, I could only imagine that the executioners had come and set the village on fire. I can't believe it. I knew they said they would have to cut down the number of mouths to feed for winter. But killing each other over it, that's not just stupid, it's downright pitiful. What's going on here? Why are the fairies who called for us killing each other? Who's in charge here? Where's the child prophecy? Please stand back, Lord Woodwose. Those fairies have all gone mad. We can't question them now. What would you have us do, sir? Oh, damned bloodthirsty fools. And baton wielders, exterminate the residents. Spear wielders, guard the exits. We can't let any one of them escape now. Don't bother putting out the fires until the fairies have been dealt with. But make sure to capture any fairy who could be the child of prophecy alive. Her Majesty's orders. No. I didn't have any particular plan. Heck, I didn't even have time to think. But just as I was about to make a run for the town square to try and rescue everyone... Stop, Artoria. You'll never make it in time. You need to get away from here now. Besides, why would you want to help them? They were going to sell you away. I know, but you were still the fairies I'd grown up with. They may have lied to me almost non-stop for my entire life, but that didn't mean I could just abandon them. You fool. Just come with me, damn it. They're here for the child of prophecy. Once they're gone, there won't be a reason for the executioners to be here anymore. Once you reach the cover of forest, you can do whatever you want. Grandpa took my hand and ran. Oh, there we are. You can go the rest of the way alone. I fought some of Woodwose's soldiers on the way, so it won't be long before more show up. You need to get away from here before they do. What about you, Grandpa? I don't suppose you could come with me? No, I can't. I still have work left to do. Once I'm sure you've escaped, I'll be heading right back to my forge on the Cape, and that'll be that. You've been nothing but trouble, girl. Don't visit me again. But Ektor, you're... I couldn't help it. I could see his kind-hearted lies. I could see the deep wounds to his sides, though he'd hidden it with his clothes. I could see how his strong back had been practically cut to ribbons. And I could see that his failing heart would stop entirely once I took my eyes off him. Right. You fairies of paradise really are a pain, aren't you? The village is done for. The executioners are here. Hold your head high. Grip your staff tight. Now is the time to begin your journey, Artoria. Remember, no matter what anyone says, even if you don't believe it yourself, you are the child of prophecy. You could have killed me that night, but you didn't. That's who you really are. No matter how much Britain rejects you, or how much the fairies shun you, or even how much weaker you are than them, you're still a better choice for savior than anyone else. I don't think you even realize this yourself, but you're just not capable of getting angry for your own sake. Besides, you're the spitting image of her. A stubborn soul loser who keeps getting back up no matter how many times she falls. That's why I know you'll see your chosen path through to the end. No, I want to go back to the forge and live with you at the Cape. That'd be way more fun. Besides, once I turn 17, the prophecy won't be true anymore. I won't make any more trouble for you. But that dream would never come true. Never even heard what I wanted to say. I don't know who Grandpa was, or why he did so much for me. All I know is the heartbeat I can still hear today. The sound of my own, still living heartbeat. Right. That's right. The one thing I have going for me, my ability to quickly cheer up no matter how many times I'm brought down. Secured my new hat atop my head and gripped the staff of selection tight. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for raising me until I turned 16. I'm the fairy paradise. I'm the one who's meant to bring Britain the salvation it really needs. So I'm going to begin my pilgrimage now, just like you wanted me to. And then she got lost in the woods and forgot her memory. Well, we'll see how she got there eventually. But that was easier said than done. Forget beginning my pilgrimage. I couldn't even get anyone to take me seriously. I tried to meet with the head of the Wind Clan in Salisbury, but the rebel army turned me away at the door. I tried doing a few odd jobs in response to their demands to prove that I was a child of prophecy, but... Which hole in the woods did you crawl out of? Your clothes are a mess and you've got almost no magical energy. But at least you're a decent worker. Nice job taking care of the Moors on the highway. I don't know how many centuries it'll take you, but hey, good luck saving Britain. We don't need the child of prophecy here anyway, girlie. We have Lady Aurora looking out for us. But the fairies are waiting for the child of prophecy? Don't let them fool you, they're just pretending. Fairies latch on to anything that seems fun or just whatever's trendy. Nobody actually wants or believes in the child of prophecy. We'd all love it if Morgan went away, but her aside, we're happy with the way things are now. After being laughed off, I used my anger as fuel to take me west, east, and back again. Fooling myself into thinking that starting with smaller villages would yield better results than big cities, I went around the forests, visiting all kinds of places. But it was no different. Everywhere I went, people laughed at me, used me, dropped me like so much garbage. On the surface, they were all for the child of prophecy, but on the inside, is there anything more fun to do? Now I see. They all love rumors about the child of prophecy, but the actual child is just a big pain. I had no one to teach me, no companions to commiserate with. Every fairy in Britain hated me the second they laid eyes on me. Since humans had no love for fairies either, all I could do was travel alone. This is hard. Really hard. Consumed by depression, I decided to go to the Nameless Woods. I didn't have a particular plan in mind. I just wanted to be someone other than myself, even if only for a little while. But the curse of the Nameless Woods didn't even affect fairies from paradise. So much for that. So I just Oh! That's interesting. Oh, you just pretended to lose your memory and went off to the newcomer tent to sulk. Then a new fairy was carried in. Mash? He had lost his memory and was in such bad shape both physically and mentally that I felt like I had to help him. But most of all, I thought, he's forgotten about the child of prophecy. Maybe there's a chance we could be friends. Oh, that's really sad. That's the end of my summer memories. Oh, that's really sad. She didn't even forget. That's like I tried to, game end myself with a rope and a chair. I can't say what it is. And, the rope broke and the chair, I was too tall or something, you know, like, dang, really? Okay. This is it. We're finally to the spring memories. And since we're spring, I'm sure they're going to be lots of fun. I bet any obstacles we run into here will be total pushovers, so you don't have to worry much about taking them down. I was hoping we wouldn't have to fight any more of those Moors. Me too. If those really are Artoria's memories given physical form, then I can only imagine how painful they must be for her. Even just facing them as Moors makes me feel like my heart's being gouged out of my chest. What is this song? Kind of a bop. It's real good. Don't worry. That's all done with now that we're past summer. Spring memories are fun times, and fun times only. The only kinds of obstacles I'd expect to see here are things like, there'll probably be Artoria herself dressed to the nines, or an enormous feast full of delicious foods. It's all well and good, but before we start fighting, there's one thing I want to clear up. You said that the Fairy Paradise who rings all the bells of pilgrimage becomes the sacred sword itself, right? Does that mean Artoria's gonna disappear once it's done? Yes, that's right. Creating the sacred sword's conceptual foundation will destroy everything she was, is, and, well, ever will be. That is the Fairy Paradise's duty, her function, and even then the sacred sword won't be easy to forge. Everything about her, every experience she's had, all her memories, even spirit origin, her very fate, will be used as materials to make it. It's not a sacrifice, it is an equivalent exchange. And it has to be her. Can't be anyone else. Does she know this? Oh yes, she knows very well that fulfilling her duty means the end for her. That much should have been made clear to her from the beginning. I know how you all feel, but please understand, this really is the only way. She knew what would happen when she entered the Spirit Cavern. Yes, the situation may have forced her hand, but she's still heading to the site of selection of her own free will. Huh? You're all here? Artoria? Wait, you're back already? That doesn't seem right. Oh, I see. Well, that was easy, huh? It was literally over before I knew it. She has no good memories. So that's the site of selection on top of the hill, huh? Okay, last one there's a rotten egg. She has no good memories. Can't believe it. All those horrible memories, and even at the end, she... I know. It just ain't right. You know, Tanner, if nothing else, I'm glad you're so damn pissed off about it. So look, whatever happens next, just let the old man here handle it. Ramasa, what do you mean by... Never mind that now. Come on, we need to run. She really will go on ahead of us. Either way, it's the end of her long journey. Let's see how this mission of hers plays out. This is it. This is it. Site of selection. No battles. Surprising. Worrying. Really worrying. What's this place gonna look like? Whenever I close my eyes, this is where I'd be. Whenever I sleep, this is where I'd be. No, that's wrong. It's a lie. Whether my eyes are opened or closed, whether I'm asleep or awake, it's how the world has always looked to me. The wind, the clouds, they're not really a storm. They're all people's voices. It's so awful to look at that I put out my own eyes. It's so horrible to hear that I've plugged up my ears. It didn't matter. Nothing banished the darkness or made the wind stop howling. This is the tainted land where I need to fulfill my duty as the Fairy of Paradise. I can't do this. I can't do this. But no one would listen no matter how loud I screamed. Besides, the wind was blowing so fiercely I couldn't even hear myself. After everything I experienced in this village and getting to know more fairies better, the storm only intensed. I have no idea which direction I should go or what I should even look for. I know how this sounds, but Queen Morgan was honestly kind of lucky. She wanted to make Britain into her own kingdom. It was thanks to that powerful, envy-inspiring goal of hers that she navigated this storm without losing her way. But I don't have anything like that. Not one single thing. I hate Britain. I hate fairies. I hate humans. So how could I ever see a way through this storm? I swear to God, if we suddenly see the back of Muramasa and he says, "Come on, child of prophecy, I dare you to keep up," I'm going to scream. If you don't get that reference, please watch my Let's Play Fate Stay Night. No, that's not right. I could see a way. It was shown to me when I rang the bells of pilgrimage. Artoria Pendragon, King of Britain. When I heard that she was my proper human history self, I thought I was going to throw up. The ideal knight. A king who lived her entire life for others and sacrificed all she had for Britain's future. I don't want to end up like her. I could never live a life like that. But to create the sacred sword is also to determine her fate. Without the sacred sword, her life would be different. Without the sacred sword, Britain would come to a different end. Forget this, I should just give up. Yeah, that's it. After all, I'm the only one who can save her. That's what I thought to myself each and every time I heard the bells ring. But I can still see that star. I don't know what that star is. I do know it's not my dream, my goal, or something I care about, but it's always been there ever since I was born. It may have grown small and weak at times, but it was always there no matter how intense the storm got. I don't know where I want to go. I don't care about my duty. I just want to forget all this child of prophecy stuff. So why? I never stopped moving forward. I didn't want to give up. I couldn't let the storm beat me. I don't get it. Why am I so obstinate? What is it that's stopping me from throwing my life away? As a fairy of paradise, I didn't have a spring. I didn't have much of anything. That's why I at least want to know why I couldn't just give up. I'm no queen, I'm no savior. So what brought an ordinary nobody like me so far? What did that tiny star mean for an ordinary girl like me? Whoa. Whoa, this place looks cool. This place is rad. Is this the site of selection? The forge meant to make the sacred sword? That's right. The thing in the middle there is the furnace, and the center of the universe. That's where the Fairy of Paradise is meant to go. All you have to do is stand there, and the sacred sword will come into being. And not just for this Lostbelt either. It will also finally bestow you with the sacred sword, the one whose concept was wiped clean from your own world. And it won't just be something a heroic spirit temporarily reproduces. It'll be a weapon capable of defeating an invader from a foreign world for the humans of this time period. Does this mean doing this will save Tanner and Mash's world? It will make the impossible possible. We'll go from having no chance to having a small chance. It will? Well, that's all the more reason to do this. Britain will go back to the way it used to be, and it'll save the outside world too? What more could we ask for? And it'll also mean... Hey, what's wrong? You both look almost sick. What is it? Do you need to rest up outside? It's okay if you do. This probably won't take long anyway. It's not bad. Yes, that's right. Creating the sacred sword's conceptual foundation will destroy everything she was, is, and ever will be. Frick. We just have to accept it, don't we? Or do we? Frick. Lostbelt 6. Dialogue. Correct choices. I need to know which are the right choices. Let's see here. I've always heard that the correct ones are always the second choice. Bottom is always the right option. Bottom is always the right option. Okay. Yeah, the people are saying bottom is always the right option. Okay. Simple as that. People are also saying if you do miss it, actually, yeah, people are saying if you miss it here, just go through it in the archive and you should be good. That's interesting. That's good. That's good. Bottom's the right option. We gotta make her do it. Okay. Here goes. I just want to double check, you know. Oh, she's doing the pose that I wanted Murmasa to do. She's literally doing the exact thing I wanted Murmasa to do. She's gonna turn around with tears in her eyes and I'm gonna cry. Oh, since I won't have another chance to say this, I need to get something off my chest. I hated every minute of my life. Everything about it. Humans, fairies, Britain, my duty, everything. Fighting is terrifying. Hatred is exhausting. I would have been so much happier living just a normal life. But I knew how much saying that would disappoint everyone, so I just had to act like a good, dutiful child of prophecy. And that made our journey together a balancing act for me. A hard one. Every time I thought, well, I somehow hung on this time, but I'm sure I'll give up next time. Honestly, no one's more shocked than me that I made it this far. Forging this sacred sword means erasing Fairy Britain from existence. I'll never really love fairies or humans, but I could always see the wish they held in their hearts. Every one of the fairies was suffering inside. They all wished for salvation. Even if they're sinners, even if they're just getting what they deserve, I can't believe they brought this on themselves. Because hey, we're all the same. Lies of omission and outright deception are just parts of life. And even under all those lies, everyone truly wished to be saved. I swear, I really wish they'd cut that kind of stuff out. It was really hard walking this Avalon path. Sometimes I just wanted to shout, "Can't you cut me some freaking slack?" But looking back now, I'm glad. Life wasn't all bad after all. Until now, standing here, I didn't think there was a way I, of all people, could save this world. That someone like me could never be allowed to end their world. I mean, it's not fair to decide a world's fate when you don't even like the world, right? Right? You're still gonna do it anyway, huh? Yeah. I am. I'm gonna fulfill my duty here, and the crazy thing is, even I don't know why. It's probably for some silly, selfish reason, something no one else could ever understand. You know, I bet it's the same sort of thing that kept you going in the Garden of Lost Will, Tanner. And the same kind of thing that made you stand firm in the face of the Calamity and Norwich match. I'm not doing this for anyone else. I'm doing this for me. I'm not even doing this because it's right. I think I've been making my way through this storm because there's something I just can't turn my back on. My fingertips dissolve first. I can feel the contours of my entire body fading away. My memories will probably go after this, then my sense of self. The planet's inner sea isn't stripping away all my memories at once, like one's just as good as another. To make the sacred sword, it has to go through them carefully, so it can understand humanity in the present day. I was only ever a means to learn about them so I could shape a better, more powerful sacred sword. Good. That should make me into a good sword. A sword bright like the star I saw in that storm. A planet's light that won't ever fade from... that won't ever fade in the face of the wicked. A sword that isn't me, from a place that isn't here. A sword bearing the wishes of the masses and hope for their happiness. A sword who can hold her head high at the sight of selection and become the saber, fit to stay by your side. Oh, I'm so glad. As caster the Fairy of Paradise, I may not have had spring memories, but as Artoria, as myself, I have such wonderful memories of my journey. My body's gone now. By creating the sacred sword, I'll finally fulfill my duty as the Fairy of Paradise, the Avalon the Fae. My journey as caster will come to an end, and that's okay. I didn't come this far because I was afraid to die. Still, I wish I could have found out what that light was. The light I've seen all my life. The light that's seen me all my life. Wanting to know what it was, and being determined not to give up until I found out, is what's kept me going all this time. I thought I'd find somewhere on my pilgrimage, but I never did. That's the one regret. Bro, I'm not crying. I'm not crying. Remember I said I'd cry? I'm not crying. I'm definitely not crying. Because of it's... No, you can't do this to me. I love Fate Stay Night so much. Gotta do the old man voice. Come on. Come on, you got this. Yeah? Can't end things just yet then, can you? Huh? What are you doing here? What do you mean, what am I doing here? Who the hell else is gonna forge this sword? My whole life's been about making blades and cutting through destiny and karma. I'm Senji goddamn Muramasa. Go on, move aside. You brought the iron, I'll let the swordsmith do his job. Haha, so this is the planet's inner sea and the universe's furnace, huh? Ooh boy, just getting close enough to burn you. Now that's what I'm talking about. This right here, this is a job worth doing. Thanks, Artoria. Guarding you isn't a bad gig, but this is much more my kind of work. If I got a say in it, it'll take a searing forge. I'll take a searing forge over escort duty any day of the week. No, you can't. Thank you so much, but you can't do this. You'll burn to ash. Fine by me. Swordsmiths, we're born to pound iron. If I can't do it in the God's own domain, that's worth burning. Wait, if I can do it in that God... If I can do that in the God's own domain, that's worth burning my life away. That's sick. Besides, a smithy's supposed to be hot. So I ain't gonna stop pounding for nothing. Not even if my whole spirit origin burns up. Oh, frick. Oh, frick. There we go. It's coming along nicely. Basic shape's all set. Now we just gotta temper it. No, stop, you can't... Huh? I'm floating. Why am I floating? Oh, that? Oh, because I took you over here. You're probably getting booted. Wait, that'll be because I took you over here. You're probably getting booted out so you don't get in the way. Alright, Child of Prophecy. See you around. Got more iron than I need for this sword, so I don't need to use it all. Especially if you still got something left to do. I could use this power for the final finishing touch, but I want you to take it for yourself. In exchange, I'm going to use this to finish the job. Since you bought my life, seems only right that I pay you back with it, right? Don't be ridiculous. You've more than paid me back for that. Besides, you're from the outside world and you're Tanner's enemy. You don't have any connection to Britain. Don't you have another job you need to do? True. I don't know I'm going to face the foreign god now. But hey, now I'll probably never see her again anyway. Don't worry about it. I'm doing this because it's what I want. Just like you. This was always my destiny. That said, sorry I never got to make you that barrette. What? 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 Is he Ektor? What? No, wait, what? Huh? Confusing. Unless that was... No, wasn't there an earlier scene where he said about the barrette? Right, no, that did come up. Okay, I was like, wait, what? Artoria. Her spirit origin signal is gone. Artoria, I knew the sacred sword had to be made, but did it really have to be? I know, right? They had to be able to come up with a better way. It's just so inefficient, not to mention inhumane. But I guess it's probably too much to ask for a planet's soul. That's basically what the inner sea is, to think humanely. Sorry to keep you waiting, Tanner. Mash. This is the essence of the sacred sword. Go on, take it. I'm sure Da Vinci and the other people at Caldia will be able to use this as a base for a powerful offensive spell. I wish I could have given you Excalibur itself, but I'm afraid things didn't work out that way. Hold up. What's going on? You mean, how did she come back? I'm as surprised as you are. I really thought the Forge would be just turning out a new Excalibur specifically for Caldia's use. Hang on, where's the ginger? Where's the ginger? Swear. I see. There was someone who gave her a tiny reprieve. I can't believe the old man's gone. Now I see. It wasn't Artoria's spirit origin that disappeared. It was actually Muramasa. He always did refuse to compromise on his work. Yes, the heroic spirit Senji Muramasa sacrificed himself for what he believed in. The only reason I'm standing here now is because he insists on performing the finishing touches himself. Now that the sacred sword has been delivered to the planet's inner sea, the premise behind this Lostbelt has been overturned. In time, it will gently be pruned away as though it never existed. Before that happens, there's something you need to do. Fairy Britain, the lost world made by the traitorous Morgan, is not part of this Lostbelt. As such, the calamity it created is not subject to the pruning theoretical phenomenon. It represents a threat to humanity you must defeat yourselves. Nothing different about you now, but I'm glad you're safe and sound. Welcome back, Artoria. Thanks, Tanner. I'm back as the custodian of the sacred sword and stronger than ever. True, no matter how you slice it, you've definitely powered up. And wait, that magecraft theory. Instead of hero creation, you have sacred sword creation? No fair! How did you get a skill like that? Are you out to steal my thunder or something? It's okay, Artoria, just ignore him. It's too bad Fu isn't here right now. Alright. I know we both have different roles to play, so I'll take this as a win and move on. The heroic spirit protected her, and she still lives as a result. This, too, is fate. The sacred sword has been forged, and this is the moment a planet is born. That's the title. The child of prophecy fulfilled her duty aided by the foreign mage. So now it's my turn to help. I'm going to do a small-scale restoration on Britain to the way it was before things turned completely hopeless. Specifically, I'm going to turn back the clock on Cernunnos at least a little bit. Turn back the clock to, you mean to before he appeared? That's right. Once Cernunno shows up and covers the land in his curse, not even the Sacred Sword's protection will be enough for you to win. So I'm going to have him go back in time by, let's say 2 hours. See, I suspected something like this might happen, so I've kept the entire pit in a dream. Once I have Cernunnos wake up, it'll be as though the events of that dream, that is everything that took place over the last 2 hours, never happened. You did something similar in a Rook, didn't you? Indeed, it's been pretty boring waiting around here since I was freed from the garden, so I spent some time casting a spell on the pit. My spirit origin is practically falling apart now as a result, but oh well. Suffice to say, once I disengage my dream zone, I'll probably disappear along with it. I wish I could stick around to see how your battle goes, but sadly, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Well, that means we can summon you as a servant, though, right? That's how it works. But don't worry about me. Even I feel bad about basically demanding Artoria be the only one to sacrifice everything. Sure, things didn't turn out exactly as I planned, but hey, that's why we build in margins of error. For my last trick, I'll even help you by sending you straight to the storm border without having to go back to the spirit cavern. When you get there, it'll be 1 hour before Cernunno shows up, so you'll have another hour to get there before his curse spreads everywhere. That gives you 2 hours to settle this, but this time you should at least have a fighting chance. Muramasa and I both gave everything we had for this. All you have to do now is the best you can. Isn't that right, Nameless King? Can I ask you to watch over Tanner and Mash for me? Of course. You take care too, Mage of Flowers. After all, this is just a shadow of Avalon, so I'm sure the real you is still imprisoned in that tower. Saw right through that too, did you? Yeah, you're definitely the Sacred Sword's guardian now. Alright, then back to dying Britain with you all. Once you overcome its twilight skies, you'll find clear blue ahead. I still don't 100% trust. Like, okay, that was Merlin, right? This is Merlin, right? I'm pretty sure this is Merlin, because he still has stuff like that. But I think that the voice that was talking to her in the staff wasn't, but we'll see. Good, I got them back safely. I'm glad I made it before I ran out of time. Although I just remembered I forgot to ask something. I've been following the Chaldean Stargazer's journey with my clairvoyance as much as possible, and Tanner talked to himself a lot more than usual this time. Huh, I wonder what that was all about. What? Wait, what? Wait, what? Huh? What does that mean? What do you... What was it? Huh? Talking to himself. Interlude. Another interlude? Or are we back to the interlude? I think we're just back to the interlude. Okay. Sure. Boy, they use that word a lot this chapter. A lot. British airspace, 2 hours after the demonic dog's appearance. That giant demonic beast. I see. So that's the Black Dog's king, a magical energy eater who feasts on smoke and lightning. So, Bargus has become a calamity. And Cernunnos' curse shows no sign of slowing down. There's nowhere left to run. The way things are going, all fairies are destined to become an unseelie court, or turn into Moors. Either way, there's only a handful of sane fairies left. I don't know how long I can hold out either. If this really is the Great Calamity, then it's all her fault things turned out this way. Aurora. My love, my reason for existing, my... Listen to me, Lancelot. Einsel's a very dangerous fairy. She always makes such nonsensical prophecies and nobody has any clue about her clan's true nature. Who knows what she might do if she catches everyone's attention and becomes the talk of all of Britain. Remember, the Mere clan took in the fairy paradise just like the Rain clan once did. It's terribly irresponsible for her to make a prophecy like that now, especially when the Great Calamity could happen at any time. Why, it couldn't be a more obvious revolt against Queen Morgan. Just thinking about it makes my wings go dull. You understand me, right? M-E-L-U-S-I-N-E. Alright. After all, you're my prince in shining armor. You always bring me whatever I desire most, don't you? She doesn't have any wicked thoughts whatsoever. Really. Good and evil don't factor into it at all. Most people think of her as the kindest, most compassionate fairy, one who strives for a world in which fairies and humans can coexist in peace. But they're wrong. That's just the image she projects. The only one she truly loves is herself. The only thing she cares about is maintaining a world where she's always loved. A world where she could always be on top. She only advocates for humans so they fawn over her. She only guides fairies so they all respect her. She seems like a skilled leader because she never fights with anyone. She didn't survive this long because she's strong. She's just always had a gift for dragging other leaders down. Every time a fairy more popular than her showed up, she would send the world down a dark path according to her whims. This time was no different. She didn't mean any harm. She just came to the realization that the Mere clan was dangerous and believed it with all her heart. So I killed them, just like she wanted. It was clear beyond any doubt that the Mere clan had done nothing wrong. But I still had to kill them, or Aurora would have withered away. As a fairy, Aurora's true skill is to completely convince herself of things that always work out in her favor. That's why she's neither good nor evil. The reason she never lost her radiance over 3,000 years of her life is that her self-esteem is not of this world. I buried my face in my hands, stained with the Mere clan's blood, trying to avert my eyes from what I had done. I had no right to ask their forgiveness or to even apologize. I knew what kind of person Aurora was, and I still put her radiance first, because I care more about her than I do all the other fairies of Britain. Aurora didn't do anything wrong. I'm the only wicked creature here. I've committed so many crimes because I didn't want to lose her love, even though I knew it wasn't genuine. But that day was special. The Mirror Clan was special. They were a gentle group of fairies protecting Albion's corpse, and by extension me. Not one of them so much as resisted. If anything, they seemed to pity me as they came to offer up their lives. I didn't have a choice. Aurora would have withered and died if I hadn't done this. This isn't my fault. I don't want to kill them. Aurora, I did this all for you. All I want in return is for you to smile and say thank you. I decided not to fly so I wouldn't leave any evidence. On the night I returned, covered in mud and soaked to the bone. I can't believe the entire Mirror Clan city is gone. What could have happened to them? They said it was a Moors attack, but how could Moors have gotten past the city walls? Must have been Queen Morgan's doing. She must have gotten mad at Einzel's prophecy and... Don't be ridiculous. Queen Morgan is nothing if not prudent. She would never do anything like that. She valued the Mirror Clan's prophecies more than anyone. And Einsel was a wonderful clan leader who only wanted what was best for Britain. Ah, poor Einsel. How could this happen to you? Whatever attacked the Mirror Clan is the foulest of beasts. The most rotten, hateful monster in all of Britain. Even if it may seem pretty on the outside, it only manages that by imitating me. Ah, what a horrendous, awful creature. Just thinking about it makes me sick. Dang. Oh, and this is where she was out there. It was a miracle. It really was. Back in that dark bog, when I was still a pulsing lump of flesh, she took me in my arms and cradled me like I was the most important thing in the world. Hello there, darling one, or perhaps I should say good morning. My name is Aurora, what's yours? In that moment, I gained both mind and body. I knew what it was to feel and to admire. I knew what it was to love someone so deeply it could never be shaken. But, of course, that's just who she is. That's just who she is. Again, use your live wallpaper if you ever want to feel sad. I know why she cradled me in her arms back then. I know that she doesn't actually love me. But even so, I still love you, Aurora. That's right. I can maintain this form as long as I have these feelings. Even without Queen Morgan's gifted name, I can still remain myself as long as Aurora is around. Without her, I'd probably return to my original form. To who I became when I bore the hatred of all the northern fairies who were killed in the War of Spring 8,000 years ago. I'm going to go to Salisbury. If Britain really is about to end, I want to spend my final moments as her knight. Interesting that they're blanking out kill. Thank you, that's very friendly for YouTube monetization. Kill them, kill the northern fairies. They're the invaders who brought the calamities upon us. Are there any fairies who've been infected with Moors poison? If you find one, capture and kill them before they become Moors. Round up the humans, make them fight the Moors, kill any who refuse, an example to others. The cathedral, open the doors to the cathedral. The city is tainted, run for the cathedral. Lady Aurora will help us, Lady Aurora will save us. She's the new Queen of Britain. I'm sure she'll sacrifice herself to the Moors to save us all. Oh my, they all look so dreadful now. And to think they used to be such peaceful fairies. Aurora. Who's there? How did you get in here? It's me, Aurora. I came down from the bell tower. The city's in chaos. Most of the fairies have lost their minds. It's only a matter of time until they storm the cathedral. I hate to say this, but Salisbury's done for. Oh my. I see. Yes, of course. I still have you, Melusine. Thank goodness you're all right. You are, aren't you? Oh, but of course you are. You're the strongest Tamlin in all of Britain. You never get injured or degrade, no matter what. You're still my beautiful beloved knight, no different from the day I met you. You couldn't have come at a better time. I knew you were the only one I could rely on. Yes, you're right. Salisbury's done for. No, Britain itself is doomed. If only there were a way we could survive. Oh, how did things come to this? It's so terribly sad, but I'm afraid there's no other way. Melusine, would you stay with me? I need you. Yes, of course. I'd be happy to spend our final moments together. I need you to help me escape. You can take me away from here, right? Oh my god, that face! What? Is it so surprising? It's a natural response to run from danger, isn't it? Not in this case. You're just not bothering to think again. Where would you run to, Aurora? Where could you hope to go after abandoning this world and all the fairies who believe in you? Yes, it's all such a shame, but they won't love me anymore, right? So forget about them. Let's go somewhere more fun instead. The world outside Britain. You heard about it from the Chaldeans, right? I'm sure it must be better than this boring old world. It's a world of nothing but poor, weak, filthy humans. Making my ideal world there should be easy. And you and I will be the only two fairies in it. That's what you want, right? My darling child, my little Melusine. I love you more than anyone right now. Now come on, take my hand, and let's go start a new life together, okay? You're right. That is what I want. But if we did that, you'd probably just do the same things to that world that you've done to this one. All the while telling yourself you're not aware of what you're doing. Your entire purpose is to be loved more than anyone else. Melusine, what are you talking about? Where's Coral? I don't see her anywhere. Coral? Oh, right, Coral. I turned her into a caterpillar because she was getting on my nerves, and then I accidentally stepped on her. Be careful you don't step in the mess over there. You'll track it all over my nice clean floor. Aurora, I want you to know that I love you. I love you whether you believe it or not. Whether you even care or not. No matter how evil you might be, I'll still make all your wishes come true. Oh, that's wonderful. I don't know what you're talking about, but yes, that sounds lovely. Then come on, let's go to the outside world. I'm sure we'll have such a wonderful time there. I knew it. I knew that was coming. I was waiting for the sound effect. Huh? Don't you see? That would never happen. Oh no, she's yelling. Wrong voice. That can't ever happen. You'd never find the love you need in the outside world. There was only one place you could be more beloved than anyone. Proper human history isn't as simple as Britain. They'd see you for how evil you are in an instant. Do you really think you could survive in a world like that? You who can't even bear to go without absolutely pristine water? Your wings, your face, everything about you would fade and waste away. That would be more than you could bear. You'll never be able to love yourself again. But you'd keep on deceiving yourself, trying to live the same way you always have, even though you no longer recognize yourself. Every morning you'd look in the mirror and die a little more inside. Maybe that's just normal life for other fairies. Maybe they wouldn't think anything of it. But for you it would be the cruelest torture imaginable. Every day you'd cry yourself to sleep in despair, unable to muster the courage to end your own life. Every day would be a fresh hell where you cling to glory that would be forever beyond your reach. Every day you'd hate yourself more and more. That would just be... What are you saying, Melusine? What an awful, fake fairy you are, talking about a future that would never come to pass. Why, the very idea of becoming more miserable with every day sounds even worse than death. Now never mind that. Hurry and take me to the outside world, to where everyone will love me again. Because you only live to please me, right? That's right. It would have been better if I only lived for myself. If I did, then I would have kept you alive no matter what. Without you, I'll just go back to being a hunk of flesh. But I can only live to please you. That is why I can't take you to a place that would be pure hell for you. Even now, I still remember when we met. I can still see it like it was yesterday. I remember the wind that blew through the dark bog. I remember the way you shone so brilliantly. I remember how I swore to give everything I had to protect you. I love you, Aurora. I love you so much. Even if he should lose this form forever. Even if I should lose this form forever, I'll always... Oh! Well, that's her becoming her full dragon form, I guess. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. Hey, thanks for the Saint Quartz. Where are we at now? Oh, frick! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's a big one. That's also, I'm pretty sure, the one where we're gonna have the difficult fights. I'm gonna say this. I bet you this is not gonna be one part. This is gonna be multiple. I bet you. Because if there's boss fights in between some of these, which I'm pretty sure there are, they're gonna be difficult. They're not gonna be easy. So, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time for some more Let's Play Fate Grand Order as we head into Section 29, A Prophecy. We'll see you then. Ciao.